Hello, this evening of Friday at Ron's living room. I was going to fiddle around tonight. I was actually playing some horns, and I thought I would just go ahead and record these because I know that some of you out there would be kind of interested. So what I've done is I've taken out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of my trombones, all pretty much different makes, that all have similar characteristics. Let me show you what I got. What's on tonight's show? Start over here. So this is a King Tempo. I actually put an aftermarket King counterweight on it. So we got a King Tempo with a nickel bell. Okay, that's going to be one horn. And then we have the King Silversonic, 1960, I believe. A friend of mine played it in the U.S. Navy. Now, look at these here. Okay, so we have nickel or nickel silver, and we have a brass of a tuning crook. Okay, and a lot of the bottom of the slides are very similar in that fashion as well. Okay, so we have the Silversonic, okay, which is solid sterling silver, and we've got a brass gooseneck and a brass tuning slide. Now we'll come over here to this is my baby here. This is the Conn 48H Connstelation. Okay, bum, 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 bum. So here we go. So there's the Conn 48H Connstelation. Again, brass sleeves, nickel crook on the bottom of the slide. Now we're going to go to this one over here. This, the Holton Galaxy. Kind of interesting, huh? Galaxy, Connstelation. So look at this. So this is nickel. It's a nickel bell, right? Nickel slide, brass crook, nickel, 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 brass tuning slide. Then we're going to come over here to my Buescher SUPER Aristocrat. Nickel bell, okay, brass tuning slide with the custom shuttle weight made by Instrument Innovations, brass gooseneck, okay, brass slide, and no nickel bottom crook. And then we're going to have my hybrid. This one's not actually a actual horn that was put together, but it's a hybrid. And what this is my all nickel Olds Studio. Okay, nickel up here. But this one has a brass Olds P16 slide, lightweight slide. Okay. So it's going to be kind of part of all this group here. But this was my kind of Frankenhorn. I have another Frankenhorn that I don't have out here. Horn is it's actually a Getzen 300. It's a student horn, but somehow or another I ended up with a slide that was lightweight, 6.5 ounces. So it's like a pro lightweight slide, and I put a Getzen 300 bell on it. So that, I will have to say, amongst all these horns I'm going to play tonight, is actually the lightest weight, most responsive trombone that I have of this collection. So take a look. Okay, so we've got the Tempo, the Silversonic, the 48.8 Connstelation, the Hybrid Old Studio with the P16 slide. We have the Holton Galaxy, which is a dual bore. And we have the Buescher SUPER Aristocrat, which is actually like a 515 bore. So it's actually a large bore slide, dual bore slide. Single bore 500, single bore 500 lightweight slide, single bore 500, and same with the Tempo. I'm going to go ahead and noodle around on these, and you get to listen to me play each one, and I'll tell you which one it is. So we're going to start with the Tempo. I'm going to be playing each of these horns on this vintage Equa-True HN White King 28 mouthpiece. Okay, I found it to be very, very good mouthpiece, actually, and it's old and vintage. I don't know if they made anything like it afterwards. Okay, let's start with a Tempo. Here we go. Okay, what we have here is we have an early 1960s, I believe it's a 1960 King Silversonic, and at the bottom of that says USN for US Navy. So this was made for the US Navy. Belonged to my friend who's a retired Navy veteran. Okay, here we go. Ooh, I just noticed, look at that. And it's got the gold flashing in the bell. That's kind of cool. So, noticeably brighter than the nickel tempo. Okay, now we have my hybrid Olds Studio nickel with the brass P16 slide, lightweight. Olds Nickel Studio brass slide, lightweight. Lightweight's about 6.5 ounces. The Holton Galaxy dual bore. Dos bore. Okay, here we go. Immediately, this thing just speaks like crazy, and the tone is just so centered. I thought it was gonna like cut through a brick. Wow, this one is pretty unique. I'm not saying it's better, it's just different. It's just different compared to the others. Okay, next step. Now, the Buescher Super Aristocrat. Where does it say that? There we go, right here. It's almost like it's in lights. Buescher Super Aristocrat. All right, again, brass, nickel, and then this one, nickel sleeves, brass slide, and then Buescher did the little square off crooks like Bach. I always thought that was kind of interesting. And big bore, like 515 is what I measured. So the big slide, the 515 slide, makes it very open, very open. But if I didn't have this thing would be like really front heavy. It's just the way the horn's designed. It may have, I don't know if it originally came with a counterweight, but if you look, this brace is significantly thicker than this brace. There would be more standard when it came to putting counterweight on. And I think that's solid. Okay, so That might have supposed to be serving as a counterweight, but I don't know. But this helps. Olson. It's the Olson balancer, slide balancer by Instrument Innovation. So get one for yourself. The Conn 48H. The peak and epitome of Conn design in the 1960s. It's still one of my favorite horns, though I have to say these other horns certainly gave them the run for their money, and the Kings are absolutely the brightest, more cutting of the entire family of these horns. Even though the tempo is nickel and the Silversonic is sterling silver bell, core tone of the Kings is very trebly, where the rest of these has more body to it as opposed to the Kings. And again, what I didn't pull out was my Hybrid Getzen, which is, I think, is even brighter and more responsive than this entire group. So signing off, talk to you later. We might do some more information, background information on these horns in the future. Bye-bye.